Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camppatton Family Compound. I hope everyone's having a great day today. It's time for the, oops, I pulled up the wrong one here. It's supposed to be the Friday one. What the heck happened? Oh, well, I pulled up the wrong template when I set this up. Oh, well, so it is Friday night, though, not Monday. And we're going to talk electric fences. And yeah, this head cold is really screwing with me. All right, let's see. Okay, got some more people coming in here now. Go back here. So first one in was Walt Rogers. Second one in was Phelan Clan Wolf. Third one, Chipper 66, and fourth is Geeky Gardens. And this is unusual. I haven't had this many showing up, and since actually, not since the first live I went on. I guess I'm being shadow banned again. They're not sending out notifications. How is everybody doing out there? Oh. So tonight's is maybe is also tonight. Electric fences. We don't want to talk about that. Kept telling everybody it's not what they think it's going to be. Grammy Karen's in the house. Hey, how you doing, Grammy Karen? So, electric fences. These are the type of electric fences I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the ones with that are electric fences, like chain link electric and stuff with Constantine wire on it, and zapping people trying to escape from prison or get out of East Berlin into West Berlin or anything like that. We're talking about keeping your animals safe. Yeah. And don't whiz on electric fences when all of a sudden they're not working anymore. You reach out, touch it. Okay, it wasn't all of a sudden. Wait, it's not working. Now I can pee on it. Actually, had back in my younger days, we had on my grandmother's property. She had horses on the back half, and there was an electric fence around the top to keep the horses from chewing on the wood fences around it. And they put in a housing track behind, and so these kids were up over the fence, peeking over, and they're playing, and they're playing with it. And so I went over, I unplugged it, and so they started all of a sudden, hey, it's not working anymore, and they're hanging on to it and stuff. I'm getting ready to plug it in. I heard one of the guys yells, I can't remember the name, but he yells at one of the other, hey, go ahead and pee on it, I dare you. I'm a bad boy. Guess what I did? Hey, Hendo. Hey, Moon over Miami. So, so those kids were playing with it, and one of them was still hanging on to it, while the other one was peeing on it, and I plugged it back in. I'm a bad boy. They never, ever, ever touched that fence again. All righty. So let's excuse me. Get some water here. After about a week and a half, the grandkids are over whatever they gave to me. So I know I got at least 4 or 5 more days of this stupid cough. At least you gave them compensation, Chipper. All righty, so let's slide over here. All right. There's a lot of reasons to have electric fences, especially if you need to move them around. You don't want you don't want the cows to be grazing over everywhere. You want to graze one section and you move them over to another area and then move over to another area. And you can do that pretty well with electric fences, especially the portable netting. Once you take it, open it up, they go around to one side, you close that back off, and depending on how many sections you move them around to, depends how you have the stuff laid out and goes up on it. One of the things is you can also have, they have perimeter ones you can set up that are permanent, and once you have those set up, then you can divide the inner area up with the portable ones, and it works pretty good. And so these are ones that use the fiberglass poles, and I guess the bottom foot or so is over some sort of a stake or something, or it's recessed into something else driven into the ground. But there are some of these like this, and then there are, rather than having the whole thing, some have to use the regular stock fences, the metal fences down below, and they just put a hot wire over the top and a hot wire near the bottom off on the little arms, and we'll show you that later. Boom. And you just tell, they got plenty of grass and grains on their side where they're standing at, but the cows are always looking, oh, that grass is so much greener over on the other side. We need to get on the other side of the fence. And of course, as soon as they're on the other side of the fence, they turn around and they look the other way. Now, there are several ways these are set up. The most common one, and the one which I've grown up from back in the early 60s, was where you have it plugged in and it charges the fence, and with the positive side and the negative side is into the ground. And anything that touches the fence while it's standing on the ground gets a little zap. Then there are the other ones where they have on the movable fences here. Hendo, I'm going to get into that at the end here. I got prices up here and everything else. Hey, Tibor, how's it going? Oh, you're driving. All right. Just listen. Don't look. And the netting ones here come two different ways. They come one where the entire fencing is charged one way, and then there's another one where every other line going across is charged differently. I don't like those type personally. I had nothing but problem with those. And so you can see how the vertical ones aren't charged at all, but if you blow it up big enough, the ones going, it has it's got mainly the white stuff and then the bluish colored or greenish colored wire around it for charging it. Now, since these are all the same color, this is a solid one. As this orange and white one are all the same type things. And it works for sheep, goats, pigs, cows, horses, donkeys, llamas, ostriches, turkeys, chickens. Yep, there's the piggies. Now, pigs are interesting when it comes to electric fences. You can actually keep pigs in line with just one or two little strands going across there, and you put another one about 6 inches out in front of it. I saw several videos of people doing this. They hit that first one and it's like, ow. And even though they say pigs are thick-skinned, their skin is very sensitive to the electrical charge. And they'll get hit by the first one a couple times. They won't go try to get past that first single wire to get to the other part of the fence. They won't even try to dig under it. Then you can run the standard actual metal wire stretched out like we used to do when I was young. And they got stainless steel and they got aluminum wires they run, as well as some other stuff. I'll show you that here in a little bit, but here's some more of the different ones held up. Now, if you notice, this pole here is fiberglass coated or something, so it doesn't short it out when it's hung on there like that. And for setting up a gate is very simple. You get the cloth of the wire ones and the hooks, and you just unhook it, move it off to the side, move cattle through, move people through. Hey, checked off. Oh. Yeah. pigs are smart. They will learn. And so you can open it up, let whatever you want to go through, drive through with a tractor, let people through, move the cows around, goats, sheep, whatever, and you just hook it back up. And just showing how they can run a jumper around from one side to the other, so it's not dependent on the gate piece carrying the voltage across, but you still charge the gate pieces, so that's charged as well. Another one showing the fence controller, your line to the grounds. And this one here says you drive 3 6 or 8 foot rods down in. On ours, we had running our property when I was growing up, we just had a piece of 3/4 inch copper, 3 feet long is all we had going in there. I guarantee you touch that fence anywhere, that was good enough to give you a good solid jolt. Okay, so let me pull that down here and pull that down and bring the other stuff up here. Now I went around looking at the different websites, trying to find, hey, Skinner, how's it going? So I just try to find out, looking around my Zoom price comparison, because I bought a couple pieces here for here in Idaho to use. We're thinking about getting some goats and putting goats out. Oh, I just had an ad pop up on both. I'm watching it with Camppatton and Gray Man here, and just got ads popped up on both of them. And it's at 15 minutes. It wasn't supposed to. I set it for the maximum gap of 30 minutes between ads, and they both popped up now, besides ads they had at the beginning. Jeez. Now, YouTube is getting very greedy and just shoving ads in every chance they get. Well, that ad's done. Oh, both those are short ads. They're both done. They're different ads, too. Anyway, so let me bring this other one up here. All right, there is a whole bunch of product out there. I have this one here saved on the I believe it's this one here, saved to my wish list. It looks just like this one. This is the 3,366 feet, $57. Yeah, and this is what I plan to do across the street. I'm going to run one across the top of the wire fence that's over there. So whatever, if any goats try to climb up, they'll hit that. But I'm also going to put a couple down lower too to keep them away from the fence to begin with. They have all sorts of ones. They got all sorts of charge controllers, and they got the netting fence here, and I got that to show you here later on. And there's all sorts of attachments and stuff for them. You can get extra for portable ones. You can get the extra posts separately. And for the wire fences, they got all the things for that. Come on. Here we go. Some of the T-post insulators. And so there are a bunch of different varieties of charge controllers, testers, kits, and everything else to run electric fences around. So let me go back up to the top here. And I want to show you one other thing. Electric fence. T-post insulators. And they have all sorts of different insulators for T-posts, for wooden posts. Yeah, they got all sorts of different ways to do it. And so, like with the T-post insulators, you can change directions and stuff, put up permanent ones. And there's for these ones right here in the middle here with the eyelet hole there. That's for screwing into wooden posts and running your wire through it. Or the wire or the shock rope. And they make the insulators so they go, depending on which side of the T-post you want to connect them to, make them work. So there are all sorts of neat ways to do this. They even have the metal insulators that screw on and tighten onto the T-post as well. And they got short ones, they got long ones. And they even have the ones for the tape to go along where you're not using the wire, you're using tape. So, and they have some that go on the top cap of the post too. So there's a lot of those there. Now, netting fence. This is what even though I'm going to get that poly rope wire to go around the perimeter over across the street. I'm also going to get. I already got several pieces of the poly fence. Now, some of the poly fences have different colors in them, because they basically don't every other line going on that fence. It goes positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. I don't like that. And what I would do is go ahead and just connect the whole fence up together and have it on the positive side, and then put the ground rods in for the negative side. And that way, it doesn't matter if it's something big, small, chicken, goat, kid. They touch the fence, they get zapped. And then, like I said, there's all sorts of different type of chargers for what you can get here. Now, what I got this one here back in September, and I got this one because it has the battery in it. It has a plug-in in it, and so, let's to show the back. Come on, show the back on it. It's not showing the back. On the back, it has settings on it where you can have it where it runs. This says up to 5 miles. I don't have 5, but the description up here is 10 miles. I don't even have 5 miles of. If I put 4 strands out there, I won't have 5 miles. So it can power the exterior line of the fence, and then it can power the netting fence I use to break it up so I can move goats or cows from one section to another section to make them graze properly and not get lazy on their grazing. But and on the back it has a setting for offset charge where it's full during the daytime, and it goes to the pulses are like instead of it being once every second to once every 2 or 2.5 seconds at night, because at night the cows and stuff aren't wandering around too much. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the ads on live should be at the very beginning. Because that's when I got the 5-minute countdown going. That's the way they used to do it. Now the fencing I got this stuff here, which is 49.6 high, well, a little over 4 feet 1.5 inches tall and 164 feet long. I got 2 of those, and then I can divide up the area fairly easy and move animals around from one section to the next section. And and it comes with I'm not sure what the green and yellow twine there is for, but it lists the so it's conductive on top. The very bottom one is non-conductive. That's when you staple to the ground. So you got the first live one is 3.5 inches above the ground. So, but it was relatively inexpensive and it's workable. And I was hoping to get more people in here, especially those that use it, that would be willing to come up here and talk about their use of it. Hang on, let me get a cough drop in. Try not to use too many of these cough drops, because if I pop them like candy all the time, then it affects my my bowels. Because even though these are, I guess these sugar-free ones have something in it that makes people tummies not agree with them. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. Even when I put a live up that was not monetized, everybody was still getting ads on it. It's like, I didn't monetize the video. Why are you putting ads on it? I know the feeling. I've been dealing with this thing from the grandkids for what, 3 days now, 4 days. Yeah, one part's getting better, and then the other part starts picking up. And just fortunately, I didn't pick up pink eye from the grandkids. The last 5 days, they've been everyone across the street has gotten the pink eye. Of course, that's probably because Aiden brought it home from school, and he's rubbing his hand and he starts wiping it across the kitchen and everything else. And everywhere he walks, he wipes it off, and it's like, dude. So my daughter's been over there with the antibacterial wipes, just wiping everything down constantly. He's still rubbing it around. I told him, wipe his face with the antibacterial wipes. It'll sting, and tell him, every time I see you wiping it, this is what you're getting. Yeah. When you become monetized, Geeky Gardens, then you say, hey, I want all that back revenue you collected off the ads you were putting on my videos. All right, so yeah, actually, I'm going to bring something else up over here. All right, I'm looking for something here to show you guys here. Trying to see where I put it, because I got two choices here for it to be in, and it's not the first one. Let's see if it's under the second one. Yeah. So this is my wish list. So I got 4,000 feet of 9-gauge aluminum wire, and of course it's out of stock right now. I got the ones I ordered were the 4-foot tall ones. I've got some 3-foot tall ones set aside that I'm to put up if I need to control the grandkids over there once we have the animals. Keep them away from the one fence. And I got the charge controllers. Yeah, this is the 3,360 here. Of course, if I use the it's got a coupon I can use to get it. I got all the different sizes. The 5-inch insulator. This is the nail on for nailing onto the railroad tie posts that are in the corners and stuff out there. And this is the snap-on ones for the T-posts, and these are the 5-inch insulators as well. I got several different. See, I got some of the different ones here. That's beyond the. Yeah, that's all the fancy stuff I had saved for myself. Yeah. Yeah, Tibor, vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D3, vitamin E, and potassium. And they actually have one that has all of it together in it. It's a gummy. Unfortunately, the gummy actually has sugar on it, and I'm trying not to do sugar. But yeah, so the way things are going, my wife was first she was talking about getting chickens, and then she says, "No, we don't need chickens. Megan has plenty of chickens across the street. We don't use that many eggs. We take stuff over to the chickens all the time. Extra stuff from the garden that I'm not eating that's going to go to waste, so we take it over to the chickens and stuff anyway. So we're feeding the chickens anyways. But the way prices are going on stuff, and we may go ahead and start raising some chickens of our own meat birds to send to freezer camp or put in the jar on the shelf. But yeah, but fences, the fences have a lot of good uses. My daughter was wanting me to put up the one of the fences over there just to, because the kids were climbing over the other fences to get out, the metal fences and stuff. And she was getting tired of it. She said, put it up and put the charger on it. And if she hears them screaming, she knows they're being bad. And then she can go out there and oh, you touched the fence, didn't you? That's what my mom did to us. Because we had the wire fences around, hot wire fences around for the horses and stuff, and there was only one wire across the one 25-foot wide section there, which was used as the main gate. There's one wire on it, and we go wandering out there and we forget the wires up, and we'd walk right into it because that wire was so friggin' thin, and we walk right into it as an 8-year-old kid. It hit me right about my chest. And they're like, ow, mutter, 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 mutter. And I repeated a few words. I heard my dad muttering. Of course, then he threatened to take me to wash my mouth out, but you use it, why can't I? Ooh, I almost got in worse trouble over that. But I acted so innocent, he couldn't, because I was, what? But electric fences, have their uses. And yes, they can be playful things. My cousin, when he'd come over, he'd take the latch one off, and he would take it down to by some of the dry grass there, and find that and rub a little spittle on it, just enough to dampen the grass, and he'd start, and as electricity was going through it, it would start to heat it up. And after about a couple minutes, he got it to catch on fire. And it's like, dude, you're a pyro. And he goes, yep. But anyway, since not very many people came in to find out about electric fences, and I was hoping, a couple of them said they were going to be in because, they use them and stuff, and they offered to come up. But I guess the notifications didn't go out right, because not very many people showed up. I mean, I only had I just had Phelan and Walt in here before it went live, and it was like, usually I have about like 10 or 20 people in there talking in the side chat. But anyway, so this is going to be a short one tonight, which is good for my throat. My throat is killing me. And so coming up here tomorrow is going to be a good one, though. Tomorrow over on Gray Man Prepping at 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 Eastern. Figure out your other time zones from there. The topic is life is hard, woman up. Sorry, guys. But when you see what's going on in my slideshow, you understand why I did this one. But basically, the topic is, are we making ourselves weak and soft? Multiple heating zones for our bed, multiple pressures for our beds, heated tush warmers in our cars, frappuccinos with triple foam and whipped cream topping with nutmeg on it. Yeah. So we're going to talk about, that's what it is for tomorrow on Survival Saturday. Monday back here again. Should be a very interesting one. We're talking about canning bread and cakes and brownies in jars. And when I was doing some more research for photos and stuff on it, it's amazing the number of these idiots from these woke canning websites that say you can only follow what the printed word is from the government or the ball book, which says, oh, you can't do it. And they think that if you're canning bread, you're doing it, put it in the jars and put it in the oven. Well, a lot of the stuff I read, no, that's, they don't do it that way. They do it in the pressure canner or the water bath canner. They don't do, quote, oven canning. Hey, Kaylin. Yeah. Yeah. One of the areas over here across the street, my daughter definitely wants to put up the fence, get some fence of her own to put up around it, because the deer are coming in and decimating her berries. And it's like, hey, we can take care of that this summer, but you and your husband are going to have to get out there and do some work so I can get the travel trailer out of the area and we can set everything up. We'll see what happens. But yeah, here we have the big things here is neighbor dogs and the I actually saw some raccoons for the first time this summer. I haven't seen possums yet. There is a couple moose that come in and wander around town for a couple of days and then they leave. They've already left. But the cougars and the deer are the only thing around. And of course, I would love to see one of those cougars playing with the fence, trying to say, do I need to go through that? Watch that cougar jump about 10 feet in the air. Yeah. Plus, unless it's the fence is well defined and they come bounding across the road out of the irrigation ditch, if it's one or two strands across there, they'll just run right into it and break it before they realize that, oh, wait, there's a fence here. Usually the fences from all the ones we've had, the only time you hear it is when a piece of grass is growing up and blowing on it, and you hear it does the little short thing as it kills the blade of grass. If it's a single hot wire going, or a couple just hot wires going along, and it's not making contact with anything, there's no current flowing through it until contact is made. So generally, we've never heard anything, only when there's something actually touching the fence. Well, they probably know where it is instinctively after they bumped into it once. All right, so let me go back to the schedule here. So I talked about the canning bread on Monday. Tuesday, the topic is, I've changed the title, but it's the same topic. I made it more platform friendly. When the freedom seeds are all gone. So that's what we're talking about on Tactical Tuesday. Oh, yeah. Raccoons got to test everything. They're like a little kid. They got to test everything. Yeah, so Tuesday is when freedom seeds are all gone. Next Friday, the topic was suggested by WD Glock and Roll. Don did a short video at one of the grocery stores he went to, and then he sent. I'm not sure if I think he emailed me and mentioned on my comment that I needed to do a live about that. And he explained it more in the email about what he was seeing with the people. Let me get over so I can see the whole thing here. I'm gonna have to expand it so I can. Yeah. Okay. So here's what Butch sent me in an email. Oh, sorry, no, it wasn't Butch. It wasn't Don. It was Butch at Sand Hollow Homestead. Okay, he says, I'm sitting at the Costco in Nampa, Idaho, and nearly every grocery cart is loaded with perishable foods, including cases of water. My thought is, where is the generation of adults that buy staples to last a month? I read that the average American home has 3 days of goods. We failed to teach our youth that, and this country is in danger like never before. Am I alone on this? Eating out of boxes and bags will jeopardize this nation. We lost the ability to maintain food and supplies. The last 5 carts are loaded with water bottles and fresh vegetables. In 1 week, all of these people will be hungry. Less than a month, they will starve. DC is fighting for pronouns while our nation heads to destruction. Keep doing your channel; it may help some. And that's what Butch at Sand Hollow Homestead sent me. I got confused. It wasn't Don WD Glock and Roll, so it was a Butch at Sand Hollow Homestead that made a suggestion for this one, and it's one of those things that. Really, if you go to, if you look at what, could be checked off. Were you getting just perishables and nothing for long term? Oh, sorry, yeah. Had more food in the house when it ended than I had when it started. Yeah, my wife likes the orange chicken too. As does, but actually both of our boys like it. They don't love it, but they like it. That Costco sounds like right before a blizzard. Yeah, exactly. So that's what's coming up next Friday here. Hopefully we'll get more people in on that one. But yeah, it's a anytime. All right, I'm going back to one of the novels I read by a very good author, and he does short story novels. I mean, books and stuff. Occasionally he'll do 2 that are connected in a row, but generally they're one-off books. And the one was someone in an apartment. They had a big lawn area, and it's like a square apartment building with a center was open space and stuff. So the apartments had windows on both sides, and the area was big lawn in the middle of a small kiddie pool. And one of the residents saw the way things were going and got some electric netting fence. And when things went south, he got, a lot of the people in the apartment, we need to start gardening here because we can't get food anymore. So they started gardening inside and outside. Well, inside, they blocked off access from the outside, so animals and stuff couldn't get to the garden inside. But outside, he put up some of his netting around. They started putting up electric fence around to protect the garden they were growing from the animals, the possums, the raccoons in the city there that were going around, and the squirrels. And so the person in the apartment was able to enlarge the amount of garden area we're doing because they got a couple of these solar fences, powered fences for it. Yes, this is an electric fence. There's the solar powered, if I can move my finger right, charger right there. And this is for someone's chicken coop. There we go. So this is one of the all white ones where just about everything on the fence is charged. And that's and you can get the on the electric fence chargers, you can get them in different amperage output. So if you use it against cows and horses, you want a higher amperage output than you have if it's against chickens and turkeys. It depends on whether they get hungry or not. My daughter's area over there has 8-foot tall fence around it for the chickens. Most of the chickens don't bother going out. She's got 4 hens, not roosters, 4 hens that'll fly up and sit on that fence, look around, and then they'll go down and they'll go after the bugs outside the area. The other chickens go out and go, that's too much work. We're just going to eat in here. Well, this one here is not for horses or cows. This is portable one set up for chickens. And they move it around on their little area as they move the chickens around, sort of like a large chicken tractor. They just move it around. The chickens work the one area and they move everything, and the chickens work the next area. But the thing is, too, is keep your horse and cow from getting angry. That's why it was like when I go across the street, I'm going to be setting up. I got the regular stock fence where you got the top squares are this big, and it goes down to like this at the bottom. It's all metal and it's all stapled to the posts and stuff. Where I'm going to put 3 wires on with the 5-inch insulators on it over there, and then a cap one across the top. So if we do get cows, they're not going to go over there and try to lean over the top of it like they were doing beforehand when the previous owners were here. And that'll keep them from leaning over, and they'll keep the cows off of it. But I'll just use the soft ones like the netting fence here to move them from one area to another. And just basically what I'll have to do is divide it up so I can move them. They stay in one area for 2 days, move them to the next area for 2 days, the next area for 2 days, and move around. So it takes about 2 weeks for move around to get back to the first area again. Tibor, you're right. The electric shock is bad for the chicken's laying cycle for the first time they do that. Chickens are stupid, but they're not dumb. They know, wait a minute, I got the crap shocked out of me when I touched that fence the last time. I'm not going to do that again. Of course, the really dumb ones go up and they do it 2 or 3 times, and then they learn. But all right, so I think I covered everything. If you think of other questions, you can come back and throw it in the comments later on. Exactly. Paddocking the chickens, you're just doing the same thing like you do with any livestock. You move them from location to location. That way the chickens, they'll eat all the bugs and everything down in that area. Move them to an area where the bugs have fled to, and then to get those bugs there. And yeah. Well, now they are stupid. Hey, Glenn, how's it going? My chickens have been an escape artist this week. Yeah, sometimes the chickens just want to get out and roam around. I've noticed that with my daughters. They'll be out there, and I'll go over there one day, and I'll see four chickens, 4 hens out there, 3 or 4 hens. Next day, I'll see 3 or 4. Next day, I won't see any of them. They're all stayed inside for the next day. And then, a couple days later, they're back out again. But generally, there's one that hops the fence and goes towards the house in the area where the kids play at. All right, everyone, I'm going to wrap it up here now. Remember, tomorrow on Gray Man Prepping at 8 o'clock Eastern, the topic is Life is Hard, Woman Up, and it's going to be entertaining. All right, everyone, see you around. Take care.